In this video, I'm going to explain the 8 interesting facts about the Egyptian pharaohs and their lifestyle. Do you wish to uncover the wonders of unbelievable facts that are deeply linked to the pharaoh's entire life? If yes, then you have picked the right video. In this video, you might get to know about practices that were obligatory to be followed by the ancient Egyptian pharaohs. What about the myth of Pharaoh's curse? Why were ancient Egyptian rulers named pharaohs? So stay tuned to the end of the video. But before diving in, make sure that you have subscribed to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and hit the bell icon. For more than 3,000 years, a total number of 170 pharaohs ruled the ancient Egyptian empire. Ancient Egypt's pharaohs were the state's supreme rulers. They had the status of kings or emperors. They were the political and religious leaders of both Upper and Lower Egypt. The pharaoh was frequently regarded as a divinity. Despite their reigns stretching back into history, the lifestyles of the pharaohs are still vividly represented by the magnificent artifacts of ancient Egypt that are still being uncovered today. Here are 8 interesting facts about the Egyptian pharaohs. Number 1. The Egyptian rulers were not initially referred to as pharaohs. The emperors were not given the title pharaoh at first. It was founded in 1200 BC under the reign of Merneptah. Prior to this, emperors were given one of 3 titles. Because the pharaohs were regarded as deities, they were given the name Horus, which was the name of an Egyptian god. The title Sedge in B was the second. Sedge denoted Upper Egypt, while B denoted Lower Egypt. Hence, Sedge in B denoted the ruler of both Upper and Lower Egypt. Two ladies, the third title, alluded to the 2 goddesses Wadjet and Nekbet. People adored them because they were thought to be the guardians or patrons of ancient Egypt, and they had safeguarded the United Nation for years. Because a ruler's function was comparable to that of a patron and that he had to defend the kingdom and its people, these titles were utilized. In allusion to their royal palaces, the latter Pharaoh literally meant big home. Number 2. It was not simple to become a pharaoh. Being a pharaoh was more than just a matter of bloodlines that were passed down through the generations. To become a great pharaoh, it took quite a bit more than being the son of a king. Training started at a young age. Hunting, shooting, and fighting were all part of the curriculum, and lessons concentrated on both physical and mental strength. Only if the current pharaoh believes his heir is deserving of the throne will he be declared co-regent and succeeded to the throne following the pharaoh's death. The goal of this strict regime was to produce a powerful pharaoh, as a king had to maintain the status of divinity and be worshipped by his people. Number 3. The Egyptian pharaoh's protector. Pharaohs in ancient Egypt were thought to be close to God, and they had bodyguards known as Mao, or cats, to defend them from evil spirits. Cats, believe it or not, were regarded sacred by the Egyptian pharaohs and played an important role in religious and societal rituals. Cats were worshipped and regarded to possess heavenly energy because they killed poisonous snakes and were thought to exorcise demon spirits. Various deities have been depicted with a cat's head in historical literature. The enormous number of mummified cats discovered at a cemetery in central ancient Egypt demonstrates the importance of cats among the pharaohs. Number 4. Only pharaohs were allowed to offer sacrifices to the gods. The pharaohs made daily sacred gifts to the gods in their capacity as high priests. The rulers were only allowed to enter temples and communicate with gods since they were thought to house gods' souls. The pharaohs would be blessed with immense protection and absolute happiness if they performed this practice. Number 5. The significance of beauty. What about if male pharaohs wore makeup? Let's uncover this truth in these words. You can't see a single image of a pharaoh without makeup. Pharaohs, both male and female, utilized makeup and other cosmetics to enhance their beauty. In ancient Egypt, beauty was valued because it was associated with godliness. In imitation of the god Horus, who had dark, almond-shaped eyes, the emperors used coal to line their eyes to make them appear darker and almond-shaped. The application of coal also protected the eyes from the sun's brightness, lowering the risk of developing an eye ailment. Number 6. Is it true that every pharaoh had a beard? Pharaohs were depicted as having beards in statues and art, but this was not the case. Pharaohs have traditionally been depicted with beards, but the fact is they were all fake. The ancient Egyptian pharaohs valued hygiene and beauty above all else. They used to be clean-shaven and wore artificial beards to give the impression of cleanliness. The pharaohs wore artificial beards to emulate Osiris, the deity of the afterlife and rebirth. Number 7. Pharaohs wore a variety of crowns. Pharaohs possessed a huge number of crowns, which they wore for various roles and events. Though many crowns have been discovered, archaeologists have recognized 5 of the most important crowns that kings have been portrayed wearing in sculptures and paintings. A type of headjet, white crown, made out of discs and feathers known as Atef. Osiris, the god of the afterlife, wore this crown. Headjet. A vulture is etched on a white crown. It was worn by Upper Egypt's pharaohs. Deshret. A red crown with a frontal carving of an Egyptian cobra. It was said to have been worn by Lower Egyptian pharaohs. Kapresh. A blue crown worn by the pharaohs of the New Kingdom in battle or during rituals. Shaint is the result of combining the Deshret and Headjet crowns. It symbolized the pharaoh's authority over all of Egypt. Number 8. The Egyptian Pharaoh's Curse. There is a tale associated with Pharaoh Tut's tomb, as many books and documentaries have made popular. According to myth, anyone who disturbs the mummy of a pharaoh will be cursed with illness, bad luck, or even death. When the tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun was discovered in Luxor's Valley of the Kings, the mythology became a reality. Despite the lack of documented evidence of such a curse, several odd instances occurred following the tomb's discovery. People who visited or were closely involved with the excavation died in controversial circumstances, and many of them suffered to a variety of terrible diseases. So now, coming towards the end of the video, you may know more about the facts that are associated with the pharaoh's empire and lifestyle. Now, I'm sure you'll agree that this entire piece of information has clarified all the questions you must have in your mind. And if you want more videos on the history of ancient Egypt and discoveries, then make sure you have subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos.